Hello, it is I, once again, the Bruce Wayne of Azur Lane. Back at it again for another Azur Lane video. OG Investigator is back in the building. Now, if you will look closely at my waifu list schedule, previously we did the top 10 best girls. And best girls they have traits of being wholesome and heroic. And now we are on the second list, which is top 10 best cinnamon roll waifus. So I was checking out the chat, and apparently there is some confusion on what is a cinnamon roll. So I decided to go to Urban Dictionary and look up the definition because I wanted to see what they said. So, whoops, now you see the first one. Anyway, what is a cinnamon roll? So a cinnamon roll is a character that is very kind and sweet, but faces more hardship and suffering than they truly deserve. Comes from the usage of an article headline from The Onion titled, "Beautiful Cinnamon Roll, Too Good for This World, Too Pure," to describe a person or character that is very good, but faces a lot of pain in life. Oh, and the second definition also counts to me, because this is what I always thought a cinnamon roll was. So a person who is sweet and adorable, a small being, someone who is too precious for this cruel world and must be protected at all cost. So what is a cinnamon roll? It's a character that's so sweet. They are like sugar, syrup and honey put into a vat and stirred up all together. It's sweeter than that. Anyway, and their life ain't easy, to put it lightly. So, anyway, without further ado, it's time to go to the list of top 10 best cinnamon roll waifus. So, here we go. And we're going to start at the bottom with HMS Rodney. So, here we go to HMS Rodney, who is a very, very good cinnamon roll waifu. She has a very nice, oath skin, by the way. I mean, let me see if I can get this closer. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. It looks sweet too. Like it almost looks like her dress is a cake, or was based on a cake. I don't know, but yeah. And look, she always has this like incredibly sweet smile that is so sweet it's almost too sweet. Then if you look at her her swimsuit is also very nice. She always has that sweet smile though, and she's always so so happy. It's almost like she's too sweet for this world. Having said that, it's kind of funny they gave Rodney such a cinnamon roll type design because she was a battleship, and she did help sink Bismarck. She got the only battleship to battleship torpedo hit in recorded history on Bismarck. So that is impressive. Yeah, her special touchline is basically, "Please, let's do this in private." I like that. That's yeah. So, in any case, Rodney is a solid and wonderful cinnamon roll waifu, and I would say, she is one of my first favorite, battleships that I ran into in the early game. I do like her skins though. She has quite a few good skins. And anyway, that is Rodney as the number 10 cinnamon roll waifu. Onward to the next on this list is HMS Revenge, which I thought it was funny that they made a battleship named Revenge, of all things, a cinnamon roll design. Like, look at this. This is a definite cinnamon roll design. I'm going to try and zoom in on her. That is a too sweet smile. She has a sword, and she has very tall, athletic body and long legs, and yeah, she can she can kill people, but she smiles the entire way through. And she also has a very nice maid skin. She has actually one of the best, to me, this is one of the best maid skins, actually. This is one of the best maid skins, hands down. Anyway, if you go to her lines, she's also very sweet in personality. And if you special touch her, she's like, "That's a discourteous thing to do to a lady. Don't you agree, Your Excellency?" But she's very respectful. She calls you Your Excellency. She always calls you Your Excellency. So she has the utmost respect until after you oath her, by the way. So after you oath her, she's like, "At least wait until we get somewhere else." So this is absolutely a total cinnamon roll. Total, absolute, complete cinnamon roll waifu. And I really like HMS Revenge. She also has, once again, like I have said many times before, the long legs with the nylons and the heels. That I don't even need to say that. I don't think at this point. Y'all know what kind of works for me, I guess. Anyway, moving on to the next cinnamon roll waifu, which is Arkhangelsk, which I thought was also funny because in Christian lore, like i.e. the Bible, archangels are actually like they kill people. They can kill human people too. Like they're like one of the highest authorities of angels that is supposed to be taken extremely seriously. But here, this is a cinnamon roll. This is a total cinnamon roll with a giant sword that she is holding behind her back, and she is ready to unleash that bad boy on some unsuspecting villains. But yeah, she is a Northern Parliament ship that was formerly a Royal Navy ship, and she's also a Revenge class, so she is Revenge's sister. I'm going to double check that. I believe she's a Revenge class battleship. Yeah, so she is Revenge's sister, but given to the Northern Parliament. Yeah, she has some very sweet like cinnamon roll lines, by the way. She also her introduction's kind of funny. So she's like, "I'm Arkhangelsk, Northern Parliament battleship. I began life in the Royal Navy, taking part in convoy escorts and engagements with the Sardinia Empire. I did also have a period of, let's say, diminished strategic usefulness, but that's in the past. I stand here now to deliver you the victories befitting a capital ship." So, yeah, this is a very, very solid cinnamon roll waifu. And also, she's surprised when you special touch her the first time, but if you oath her, she's like, "I'm not sure what to say about this." So she is a lady. Eek. But she also has, if you go to her, she also dresses up as Catwoman in her other skin. It's called Grandiose Getaway, but come on, this is Catwoman. Look at it. I'm going to remove the background and zoom in. This is Catwoman. I don't care what anyone says. And she's hanging from a helicopter. So, Arkhangelsk, an excellent cinnamon roll waifu. And now, moving on to the next on this list, Leipzig, which, if you will notice, so Leipzig actually has a somewhat tragic history, at least for herself. Admiral Hipper, or I think it was not Admiral Hipper, it was Prince Eugen, accidentally rammed Leipzig and broke her keel. So she was repaired, but she was never combat ready for the rest of the war, which is why in Azur Lane, she has a very fragile personality. And she's like very timid and meek and kind of scared of the world, so to speak. So, but she is an absolute cinnamon roll waifu. Look at this. This is pure cinnamon roll territory right here. This is this innocent looking, face and smile. This is 100% cinnamon roll. So here we go. Yeah, she says. Yeah, she has a very very timid personality, especially her special touch lines show that. Yeah, she's terrified and she always faints. By the way, so um, she is she needs to be protected at all costs. That's all I can say about Leipzig. She needs to be protected at all costs. Anyway, moving on from Leipzig. The next cinnamon roll waifu on this list is Ditto, unfortunately, Ditto is actually one of the first ever anime girls who is both kind of a goth girl and a cinnamon roll at the same time. Like, I've never kind of seen this before. But she pulls it off well, needless to say. And also, by the way, her dress skin is incredibly nice. I still prefer her default skin though. This skin is super cinnamon roll right here. Anyway, Ditto is apparently terrified of being forgotten, mainly because the Kriegsmarine in real life, the Kriegsmarine signed their surrender on her deck, and then all these other events happened after the war that basically made Ditto be completely forgotten. So and she ended up in real life being like she was pretty much forgotten as a whole. Her personality in this game is she is terrified of the commander, the Shikikan, forgetting her and neglecting her and discarding her off to the side. So she needs to be protected at all costs, by the way. Anyway, her special touch line is, "Master, I am honored to receive your affections, but this is most unorthodox." And she is a very I don't know what to say. It's like she's also kind of sheltered. She's like a sheltered, I don't know, maybe a sheltered church girl kind of personality. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, by the way, I'm not going to read this one, but her touch line for her second skin is kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, and she also thinks herself she always calls herself a worthless maid. So she is like she has problems with self-esteem. Again, must be protected at all costs. So that is Ditto, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on from Ditto to the next cinnamon roll waifu is Blücher. I'm gonna butcher this. It's either Blücher or Blücher. Anyway, so this is Blücher. I'm gonna call her Blücher. So Blücher is basically she is basically the number one iconic cinnamon roll waifu, at least of the Iron Blood. So this is it. Like, this smile is like it's too sweet. This smile is so sweet. It's like someone, I don't know, dumped, molasses, syrup, honey, and brown sugar and eggnog all in one vat and stirred it all together, and then threw a cake in there just for kicks. Yeah, and even here, her smile is the same. By the way, she has a very nice snowboarding skin. Like these I don't know what to call this spandex looking outfit right here. She pulls it off very well, to put it lightly. But look at her smile. That is super cinnamon roll. Ultra cinnamon roll. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that don't know what happened to Blücher, she was helping the German invasion of Scandinavia, and she came across, admittedly, it was arrogant of the Germans on their part and of her CO at the time, but basically, they assumed that her fire control systems would be good enough to handle just a couple coastal guns. And she did not know that these, coastal gunners, who I believe, I know they were from one of the Scandinavian countries. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it was Norway. But they basically knew their math. And she sailed up to the coast and started firing on enemy positions. And these coastal gunners, they knew their math. They were like testing the wind. They were like, the wind is 67 degrees east. Lock that in for the guns. And they tore Blücher apart. They shot her to pieces. It was an embarrassing loss for the German Navy at the time. Anyway, so Blücher and Azur Lane, her lines are very innocent. Like even though she's basically, yeah, like she has a very, very tragic actual real life history. But yeah, she always wants to hug the commander. So she loves hugs. I mean, like I said, must be protected at all costs. Oh, and her oh yeah, she has very nice oath lines. I'll just say that. I like her oath lines. Anyway, so that is Blücher, ladies and gentlemen. Top tier cinnamon roll waifu. I highly recommend oathing her. Moving on to number 4 for cinnamon roll waifus is Prince Heinrich. Who Prince Heinrich, this is absolutely a total cinnamon roll waifu. It's just, she is incredibly tall. She is like, that's the only thing that kind of breaks it's like the one thing that's not quite typical of cinnamon rolls. But I mean, she works it well, and she has also a smile sweeter than ice cream cake, pretty much. So I will say this her bunny lifeguard outfit though is I'll just say this is one of my favorite skins in Azur Lane. Not gonna lie. One of my favorite skins in Azur Lane is the bunny lifeguard outfit, for the obvious reasons that I have stated many times before. But yeah. Here, that's a very interesting. She looks kind of like High School of the Dead right here. Huh. Strange. But anyway, she has a very sweet personality. If you go to her lines, all her lines are super sweet. She's an ultimate cinnamon roll. The only difference is she actually is a cinnamon roll that can probably blast almost all the enemies in the game to pieces. She's a very powerful heavy cruiser. Yeah, it's like the cinnamon roll. This, of all the cinnamon rolls, this is one of those that does not need that much protecting. So, and I do gotta say, I do like her special touch lines. She's kind of funny though, because she's gonna draw a doodle on your face as payback. She does stuff like that. That's extreme cinnamon roll territory right there. Anyway, Prince Heinrich Shikikans. Moving on to number 3, and that is Plymouth. Plymouth is a total cinnamon roll. So you go over here to Plymouth, and Plymouth is absolutely, like, she has the most, I would say she has one of the best smiles in the game. Like, look at this. She is so angelic. Even though if you look, it's kind of funny because these are not wings. This is actually her dress. So it's kind of funny that they did that. That it's her dress, not actual angel wings, but she does have a halo in the background. Anyway, she is a very angelic looking, very sweet heart type cinnamon roll waifu. I actually prefer her original skin to her swimsuit skin, but she does have a nice swimsuit skin. Yeah. I don't know what Ulrich von Utten is doing over here, but okay. But yeah, very sweet smile. And if you go to her lines, she actually has a super cinnamon roll personality. She blows up your papers if she thinks you're having trouble with paperwork. You need to dispose of your papers. She actually will blow up your papers for you, which is kind of funny. She is also, let's say, very open and forward towards the commander's affection. And she also has she loves to rejoice. She is always talking about rejoicing. So, as I have said many times before, very, very forward with the commander. Very forward with the commander. This is, in any case, a top tier cinnamon roll waifu. And now moving on even further to the second cinnamon roll, or number 2 cinnamon roll waifu, Arizona. And Arizona is, I don't know if I need to explain what happened to the Arizona, but I will anyway. So Arizona, during Pearl Harbor, suffered a direct bomb hit that landed in her magazine, which caused quite possibly one of the biggest explosions in all of World War II. And it damaged her so badly she was sunk on the spot pretty much. And she still leaks oil even to this day, because trying to recover the oil from her hull would actually rupture. It risks rupturing her hull and releasing all the oil altogether. So it's better to just have it trickle out. And these little droplets of oil are called the tears of the Arizona. So in any case, that's why she's always crying, by the way. So she's a crying battleship. And she has she must be protected at all costs. That's all I can say about Arizona. She also has a very nice I don't know what skin, what the idea was behind this skin. It's called a Chantress from afar, but I don't know. She kind of looks kind of like a gypsy, I guess. I don't know what the idea was with this one. In any case, so moving on to her lines, and she has very also innocent and sweet lines, like many of the actually all like the other cinnamon rolls, but her lines are more sad than sweet. So she has there's like a tinge of sadness to her. And she's always, and what's funny is, although she needs to be protected at all costs, she always talks about protecting everybody else. So, this is a tragic cinnamon roll that is too good for this world. Tragic cinnamon roll. Oh, I did not see this. I had never read this line before. So if you special touch her in her second skin, she says, "Please keep this a secret from my sister." I didn't see that. I never read this one before. Wow. Fascinating. Interesting. Well, yes. So, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know that. I learned something new every day. Anyway, and now for the all-time number 1 cinnamon roll waifu. Drum roll, please. I would have a drum roll if I remembered I had any drums. Anyway, excuse me. Juneau. I don't think this needs too much of an explanation. Juneau had the Sullivan brothers on her, which is 5, the 5 brothers that all sank on the ship at the same time, and that's why she has. If you look at her right here, she has 5 swans. And she talks about seeing 5 faces. So if there was ever a picture to have in the dictionary of what is a cinnamon roll that is too good for this world and must be protected at all costs, Juneau would be the picture next to that definition. And she's like I actually like, she whimpers when you special. It's like, it's kind of like, it's like she's so pure, you almost feel dirty. So yeah, so dang. She does get a retrofit skin where she comes back sort of like ready to fight, and she has like a comeback with a vengeance type of deal in her skin, in her retrofit skin. But she always wants, Commander to be, gentle. So, as I have said before, Juneau. This is unquestionably the number one cinnamon roll waifu in all of Azur Lane. And I kind of have low-key a policy that if I ever use Juneau, I should have to oath her, because using that skill is, I don't know, I feel some type of way about that skill. I try to never use Juneau for that skill, but yeah, I oathed her just as like penance, I guess. I felt guilty. In any case, so here's the top 10 cinnamon roll waifus, my fellow Shikikans. And so next on the list will be the top 10 best tomboy waifus. And then after that, we're doing RR waifus, and after that, we'll be doing yandere waifus. You crazy yandere people. So that's all I got for you today, guys. And I wish you all a farewell and following seas. So take it easy, guys. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe.